Hey, how's it going? I'm Scott Crossman. Right here is a really cool climbing rock that my family likes to come over and jump around on. My oldest son Ty, my wife, they just have a blast on this thing. This rock, I brought you here this video so I can talk to you a little bit about what my wife and I did last weekend. We actually competed in the Warrior Dash, which is a 5K running, jumping, obstacle course event here in Oregon, and we took part in that. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. It was kind of interesting. My wife actually asked me to do it a couple months ago, and I was like, well, what's it about? And she told me, mud, barbed wire, jumping over fire, climbing up rope walls, and I was like, doesn't sound very interesting. I mean, you and Ty climb that rock wall, and I really like watching you guys do it, but I'm, not a big fan, so I don't think that sounds fun. After talking me into it for a while, she finally got me to say yes. So we went, we competed, and it was really fun after we were all done. But when we were going through it, the very first start, we went up this massive hill, and it took forever to go up. And then, as soon as we came over the top of the hill, we came to our first obstacle, which was this big old, huge, icy cold, murky, muddy, dirty pond. And you had to go dive down into it and get, waist deep or so. And I was like, can we pass on this? Can we go around? I mean, it's early in the morning, it's kind of cold. I don't really want to get wet. And I was trying to talk to my wife about it, and I was like, hey babe, hold up, let's talk. Wait, babe, where are you going? And she was off down in the water. I couldn't believe it, so of course I got to go too. So I jumped down in that water, and got real cold. And what was crazy is, as you're walking through the water, there was 6,000 people that went through it yesterday, and they create little potholes underneath the water that you can't even see. And so all of a sudden, you'll just slip and fall down and get icy cold water up to your neck, and now you're totally cold. You're totally frozen, you're totally muddy, murky, dirty, and it is what it is. So you finally power through it, you crawl over the plastic logs, you come up the other side, and of course it's a big slimy, muddy hill. It smells, it's icky, but you finally get to the top of that hill and you look back at your obstacle, and you're like, that actually wasn't that bad. In the beginning, I didn't even want to tackle it. I was like, can I go around? Can I opt out? But when you actually do it and you jump in, it really isn't that bad. Now I'm all muddy, I'm dirty, I'm wet, I'm cold. So anything else on the obstacle course, I'm ready for. Let's just do it, Next thing up, barbed wire. Next thing, crawl through mud, rope wall, through the tires, under some tunnels. I mean, jumping over fire. You name it, we did it. The very last thing was the coolest thing, and that was just big, muddy, slimy hill. And instead of trying to slide down it on my rear, I just dove head first, had a blast, totally enjoyed it. But I brought you here because we like climbing around on this thing, and most people don't really like doing it. It's kind of exerting, but we actually enjoy it. This is kind of fun. And then Warrior Dash, I didn't think it'd be fun either, but actually in the end it was a blast. We had fun. And I kind of relate all this to marketing. If you think about it, you go in and you try something new. It's hard, it's difficult, right? And especially when you learn something, it's new, it's fresh, and it's hard. There's a learning curve. And of course, as you're learning a new technique, say Facebook advertising per se, there's obstacles. Something's going to come up. It always happens, it always does, and you got to power through it. Or you can choose just to opt out and quit, but that's not what winners do. Winners just plow through and do it. And what I found out is, in my marketing, when I come up to obstacles, if I treat it like the Warrior Dash and just plow through that first obstacle, when you're done, when you go through it, I mean, there's some unseen obstacles underneath the water that you can't even see that happens. But if you get through that, when you're done and you climb that slimy, muddy hill, you get to turn around and look at that obstacle and you're like, you gotta be kidding me. You didn't conquer me, I conquered you. And so now the next thing up, bring it. It doesn't matter, I'm already wet, I'm already dirty, I'm already cold. Let's do a rope wall, let's do barbed wire, it doesn't matter. So my thought is, if you're going to learn something new, go head first. Dive down that muddy hill, have a blast, enjoy it. Because as you go through these obstacles, you're going to build up some tough skin. And it's going to help you persevere through all the rest of them. And as you build up momentum going through these obstacles, you know the finish line is coming. And what greater reward than passing that finish line, looking back at all those obstacles you overcame, and just knock it out of the park and putting the gold medal around your neck. So, next obstacle you see in your path on the marketing journey, just plow through it, just do it, just jump in, get cold, get wet, let it rip, have fun. So, if you like this video, please click the like button down below. And if this inspired you to get out there, jump over some obstacles, have some fun, get muddy, get dirty, then I'd like to hear about it. You know, post a comment below. I'd like to hear your feedback, catch up with you and chit chat, find out what your obstacles are all about. So, hope you enjoyed this. I'm Scott Crossman. Until next time, get out there, tear it up. Thanks a lot.